Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with part 7 of the Sweet Apple Acres speed build for the My Little Pony LP update. And today we are working on the kitchen, and this is a massive kitchen. It's like that whole back portion of the house minus Granny Smith's bedroom. So you know, I kind of had to sit there and stare at the layout for a little bit before I started building, just because I wanted to see, you know, how we were going to do this. I wanted it to be big enough where they could have a nice kitchen island, where they could sit around, but I also needed to have like a nice dining room table. So we do actually get all of that in there, which is kind of awesome. So it is a huge eat-in kitchen, basically. So instead of having a separate dining room, they can sit in the kitchen and eat. I hope you can't actually hear any of that stuff going on outside of my apartment. They're rebuilding like the play place for like the kids, because like the little kid park area is like out. Yeah, the kid park is behind my apartment, because that's the best place for me to be living. And they ripped down the old one because it was like shoddy and falling apart and not safe, apparently. That's awesome. And they're building a new one, so every once in a while you can hear them banging on like metal. So I hope you can't hear that, but anyway, yeah, I wanted the kitchen to be kind of like an eat-in kitchen, so they can, you know where you've got the little at the counters, you can sit there like almost like a breakfast nook, kind of, without a separate table. But I also wanted them to have like a nice big dining table. The Sims, for me, like, I don't know, they're always in the kitchen, so yeah, whatever, you know. Didn't feel the need for a separate dining room, and everything fit in here, but I got to the point where I was like, where's everything gonna go? Because I knew I kind of wanted to have cabinets on the other side that were, you know, that's where I'm going to put like, the coffee maker and things like that. And then I wanted to put like a desk nook in this kitchen, because it was just so huge, and I thought, that would be really kind of cool. But yeah, I'm fighting with that corner cabinet, because I just, seriously, you have to have auto counters off, but you have to have them, no, you have to have auto counters off to be able to go in and pull out the corner piece, but then you have to have it on in order for it to go into the corner. That doesn't make any sense. Oh my god, and I don't really usually do the upper counters a lot, because I always forget about them, and I kind of just like, and so I like fought with it for so long, and I actually ended up stopping the recording, figuring it out, and being like, okay, well, obviously, like, I don't use these counters enough that it just took me this long to figure out why the hell it was such a fail and it wouldn't go into a right corner. It goes in the left corner perfectly fine, because it kept trying to go into the living room. But yeah, so I had to stop it. I got it in the corner, and that's when I realized, like, my god, this is insanity. But yeah, and of course I'm kind of double stacking some of the cabinets, because, I liked these are tall walls, so I didn't want it to be tons of space up there. But, I just kind of a little bit of space, because I wanted to put shelving hidden in the cabinets, so that you can just actually put items up there. Because if you have tall cabinets like this, and you've got room between the cabinet and your ceiling, you're putting stuff up there. I don't care. If you don't have stuff up there, you're crazy, because then you need to get some stuff and put it up there now. Like, go now. Pause. Go. Do it. Because it's like a great place to store stuff. I've got like flower vases. I've got like my cookbooks. That would be my liquor cabinet if I had more than like one thing. Yeah, it's just a great place to like put stuff that you don't have cabinets for. Or, like in my family, like my sisters put their Christmas villages up there. Yeah, so, it's a good place to just like put some decorative stuff. So I kind of wanted to do that. So, that's kind of what I'm doing here, is like putting shelves. So it takes a while, because I wanted it to be hidden. Like, it had to be in that perfect area where it was just below the cabinet line, so you don't see it, but enough not too low so that if you put something up there, it's not sunken into the cabinets too much. So it hovers nicely. I've done this in something else. I can't quite remember which one it was, but I did do it. But here I was actually trying to see if like maybe we should put like them. It's just fighting with me every chance it got, and I wanted to like scream because this corner cabinets kill me. It just kills me. Like, it just really does. Yeah, so this is kind of like the area where I was trying to do like the little kind of book nook and make sure that I got the cabinets, because I really wanted it to have like a desk, and then you've got the tall cabinets, but then I'm like, of course the ones that I chose, like countertop wise, the cabinet has the like, you know, the dishes in it, and I'm like, that's not really working for me with the theme that I was trying to do, like with the desk, and I kind of just wanted it to be plain cabinets. I think I ended up using them anyway and just kind of going with it. I don't honestly remember. And I did use, like, I tried doing a desk and like bookshelves and different things and like trying, but I really wanted it to match the kitchen. I wanted it to look like it belonged there, not it was an afterthought. And doing bookshelves and desks and everything and like this kind of thing that I was trying to do just kind of looked like an afterthought. Like it was a blank space and you decided to go back and put in a bookshelf and a desk and whatnot. And that really wasn't what I was going for. I wanted it to be cohesive. Like, hey, when this house was built, when they built this kitchen and they put the cabinets in, there was the forethought to this blank area, as in I'm putting a desk in here. We're gonna or like an area where you can sit, you know. And I accidentally deleted the entire kitchen at that point. I was like, okay, that's not what I meant to do. So then I was like trying to do like the rounded cabinets, like the nice rounded edges, but then I'm like, it was this again, like it took me forever to do this part, and this should have been like, this is the part that I knew in my head, like, okay, I'm putting this area over here for like a desk, like where they can do others. I mean, yes, we have one outside in the barn for them to do paperwork, you know, for the farm, and like, but I still, I don't know, just fit in this kitchen, and the kitchen was so huge, and it's just like the perfect little nook because it's just big enough where you can still have lots of counters. It's got space, but it's perfect for a desk because otherwise it's just a ton of counter space for nothing. And like, you're not going to go over there to prepare your meal. Like, okay, hi, the kitchen, like the stove and everything's across the room. I'm going to go in the corner over here, the other side of this large kitchen, to prepare stuff. No, this would be the perfect place to, yeah, I mean, I suppose a coffee maker or whatever, the tea brewer, you know, whatever, you could put it there, but, I liked the idea of, you know, the, like the desk nook and everything, and I wanted to keep that idea, but I was just having a hell of a time with the cabinets and the counters and all of that and figuring out what would go where and like how to lay it out. I actually think that when I do get it where I want it to be, that I actually was quite happy with it. I'm sorry, I'm stretching. God, I'm so tired right now. Like, I'm not, like, tired in a bad way, but I'm, like, still, like, yeah, I'm still, like, half asleep, so, yeah, so, but yeah, I am kind of happy with the way it came out when I finally do get it, so just, like, this is just, I'm, like, doing all sorts of stuff, like, looking at the cabinets, like, what am I gonna do, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go over to the other corner, we're gonna build, like, the coffee bar area. I'm done. I can't handle the desk area. I do end up obviously going back because this whole entire part, which is a little bit long, and I did speed it up a little bit faster than normal, just because I wanted to get the entire kitchen built in this and not have to have it as two parts because, you know, whatever. And I would love for them to have had the garbage can that, you know, earns money, but that little barrel one kind of works because it's a farmhouse. Just thought that was cute, you know. I forget actually what color I chose for the kitchen. I think the kitchen is green, to be honest with you, when I do the paint and everything. Normally I think with like, I would want to do, like, yeah, those corner cabinets, man, killing me. Would do like the counters and cabinets and everything in a farmhouse in like the dark wood or whatever. But I don't know, I just wanted to do white, so I was like, okay, we've got to like, there's lots of other color, and I actually do mix in some darker woods, like with the dining table and everything, and obviously like the stove and everything. Stove and fridge, like that super old-fashioned like style, I think really worked. I had a hard time with the wallpaper and the paint and everything in this house, just because it is so, I don't know, there's just so much, there's not enough I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying. There's not enough like wallpaper and things that do the country style, and every single one of them is this pink flowered wallpaper. Oh, shoot me now. I don't want everything to be pink flowers. Maybe I want blue flowers, damn it. I forget what I ended up using. I don't think it was something that I would have normally, like, it wasn't perfect, I don't think. But I was like, you know what? It works. It's good enough. I just don't have enough. I've got a ton of custom content, and yet none of, like, the wallpaper or anything I have was, like, really good enough. I mean, these actually don't work. I mean, aren't bad, because I don't mind, like, the baseboard, like, the funky colored wood or the blue or whatever. But, you know, I just wasn't too sure with, you know, I was like, it's still not my favorite, so. You don't see a lot of the walls, so I don't remember what I ended up going with. I really don't. You can see that I'm extremely indecisive with it because it was just so hard. Like, you know, I'm like, there's all these different things. Plus, I wanted to kind of tie in. Actually, you know what? I think that is what I went with. I wanted to tie in a little bit of the green just because it's got, you can still see the windows. And, like, even though the windows, you know, I could just try to ignore, couldn't do it. So, yeah, I had to change the blinds because, like, the ones that I had, I really liked them, but they didn't go with the wallpaper. There wasn't the right shade of green. So I have these other short ones, which kind of annoyed me that these ones, for some reason, even though they're based off of the ones in-game that are the same style, the ones in-game you can move up and down. These ones just stayed, I couldn't move them down. So I kind of wanted them so they'd be like the little half blinds, you know, like in a little country farmhouse, they might be like halfway up the window. So you've got, you know, but, you know, whatever. They're higher up than I kind of wanted them, but I'm like, at least color-wise they match and it works. And then I just decided to put some under cabinet lighting, just a little bit here and there. I didn't want it to be too bright because I hate when white cabinets and counters get completely washed out and it's just this glowing orb. But at the same time, I hate dark thing. I hate my rooms being dark in the game. And you're in a kitchen, for God's sakes. You're trying to cook. You need light. So it was just trying to find that balance where, okay, everything's not completely washed out, but it's bright enough. And it's not going to drive me crazy. Like, oh my God, they're cooking in the dark. Like, holy crap. So yeah, I kind of like the under cabinet lighting. And I was trying to decide. I really wanted to put one of those, like one of the hoods over the range, but yeah, it just wasn't, none of them worked for me, like, style-wise, so it was just like, I think I ended up putting, like, one of the, like, pot racks over there. I think I did, yeah. Yeah, so we're decorating. Obviously, now, you know, now we're putting some of the finishing touches. And, like, because this was so much fun, and this is why I definitely wanted to have a ton of space to put stuff. Because there's so much of that custom content and that huge download that was like kitchen stuff. Like, look, it's a little thing of tea and mugs everywhere. God, everywhere in this house there's mugs. Mugs, apples, and books. Like, just forget it. You know, but there's so much stuff that can go, like, everywhere. And then I was like, oh, I forgot to put the shelving over here. Because, hi, you can't just have one side of your giant ceiling covered with stuff. You have to have, like, everything. So, just more placing shelves and then putting the decorative stuff up. And I kind of actually liked the way it came out because it's a little cluttery. There's like just a ton of random stuff up there, you know, may or may not make sense, whatever. But like, I just really liked it. And the little coffee pot, the little jar of coffee is going over there with their like hot chocolate stuff. And like, that's like their drink station. That's the tea and the coffee and the hot chocolate bar. That's where it is. That's where you go. I actually do wish, like, the drink things, were more like The Sims 3, where you could, like, make hot chocolate or make this drink. Like, come on, that was fun. I want to do that. Instead of just, like, coffee or tea. It's great. Come on. Where's my hot chocolate maker? That's going to come out when we get a Seasons pack, though, because that's kind of when the hot chocolate maker came out, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, bread box. Just like that. And I put it a little crooked on the counter, because I just figured, you know, nothing is ever perfectly aligned. Come on, you know, you go grab your toaster to get something out and it's slightly off kilter on your counter. If everything is perfectly aligned in your kitchen, that's just crazy, and that's amazing, actually, and can you come fix all my stuff? Because, like, no, it just gets pushed back in a corner. Like, it goes kind of here. That's where it goes. Like, I don't have a lot of counter space though. Like that little corner wedge there, that's my counter space in my kitchen. It's very small. Um, Especially when you I've only got like a tiny little space between my stove and my fridge, which is perfect for like the toaster and the paper towels. Like, and then like it's just like the corner area. So I really don't have a lot of space because, you know, hi, that one end of that kitchen counter is always like, here's where all my damn mail goes and a bunch of stuff, and it's just the not kitchen counter. Like, that's my quote-unquote desk in my kitchen. That's where everything, that's my junk area. That's so terrible. But yeah, so back to the build. Yeah, so just throwing a bunch of clutter up there, like, you know, little decorative items and like boxes where you could think, oh, maybe they could store the recipes in there, and, you know, just anything that looked, of course, you know, they're decorative bird cages and baskets and things, just some books. I'm pretending those are cookbooks in my head, so just pretend with me. And I love these little mixers. They're kind of like not functional, but I don't care. They're just cute, and I could actually use them in this kitchen because it's so huge, so I could put tons of non-functional items in here. But yeah, so I kind of loved the fact that, like, having the shelf above. Oh, I think I did it in my X-Files LP. Like, I kind of had, like, their one corner area, and I was like, look, I can put all these shelves in here, we can put stuff. But I kind of did it a little bit differently in that one. But yeah, I just wanted to put, like, a bunch of different decorative things. So just anything with, like, I wanted it to be cluttered and eclectic and just have a bunch of stuff kind of crammed in strange places, and, like, little bowls and things and books and, you know, anything that's like, hey, we're just going to throw some stuff up here. Random coffee pots, like they don't have enough. And, you know, then of course we have like the desk clutter, so we've got a little desk planner and like files and stuff, and I kind of liked those little plants and I kind of wanted to put them in, but that thing was fighting me with trying to turn right. But I like that. So it's like, okay, this is going to be like their little desk area, just a stool and a computer in there. As opposed to, I liked using the counters, as opposed to, like, an actual desk, because I kind of feel like, alright, you know, yeah, I don't know, it worked, and I was just kind of feeling it at the time, because then it ties in, it keeps it cohesive with the kitchen, as opposed to, like, okay, here's a desk that doesn't look like it belongs and doesn't quite match, so this was good. And I kind of put, like, I love that little printer. Obviously, it doesn't do anything, but it's just cute because, you know, everybody's got a printer. Like, somewhere. Totally a Wi-Fi printer, yeah. So they can be, like, in the barn printing stuff in the kitchen. Totally. Absolutely. I wish it would work. I don't know what you would need to print out in The Sims, so I guess it's pointless, but, I love that. That's actually a recipe. That was legit a recipe book, so, yeah. I'm, like, pointing. Like, can you see that right there? Can you see where I'm pointing? You can't see me pointing at anything. Like oh, God. But, yeah, like, all the little decorative items were just great. I had so much fun with them, just, like, throwing stuff in there, but, yeah. The only thing that I really had a hard time was, oh, good Lord, was like the bar stools and then the table, because it's like, I don't want it like modern looking, but I don't want it like super old school, but like the colors weren't working, and like the styles, like nothing, you know, was really kind of working for me. And like then you had like these, like I'm like, oh, those would be good, but then they're dark wood and everything's white, and so I think that's kind of when I was like, all right, I'm tying this in, and like the kitchen table is going to be a little bit darker, and the colors of the wood don't exactly match, but I was like, you know what, it's gonna have to work, because yes, so whoever put like the wood tones and the colors, like even when you find the stools that you're like, okay, it's the same patterns, they have the same thing, and you find the stool and the chair and you're like, they don't match though, the colors don't, why would you do this? Why would you give me something that's the exact same style so I think it matches, and it totally doesn't? So yeah, the stools are a little fancier, but I kind of went with those because the green, at least, it's not really a matching green. That one, they're a little bit more green, and the wallpaper has a little bit more of a blue, and it's just off. It's like just off. But I was like, all right, you know what? It's good enough, and I could kind of tie the chair pattern into that. And I was just trying to find, like, okay, it's darker, it's not perfect, but something that ties at least the stools to the table. And it may not be like this, it may not be white like everything else, but you could kind of look at it and be like, all right, if you move into a house, here's your kitchen cabinets, your table, your chairs, whatever, is not going to be, might not be the same wood. You're going to deal with it. Like, nothing in my house is the same wood tone. It's ridiculous. I try to get it all darker, but, you know, I've got, like, the dark kind of brown. I've got, like, the reddish brown. I've got black. I've got, like, medium. My cabinets are, like, I don't even know. I don't even think that's a color. But it's just, it's random. So, yes, I wanted to be decorative and look nice, but, you know, so I kind of tied the dark in with the table and the stools, and it kind of just, I don't want to say, like, darkens the room, but at least it's not all, like, glaringly white, because, you know, the cabinets are glaringly white, so, yeah. And I was kind of trying to do the same thing with the floor, like, get in a darker floor, but something that's not too, you know, whatever, just to kind of pull it and, like, keep it, you know, not so white, like, because it's freaking white, but, I kind of do wish that wallpaper was a little more of a green, like a yellowish green than a bluish green. Like, it's just, but you know, whatever. So, yeah, just throwing in some more decorations. But I actually really kind of had fun with this one because there's just a ton of, like, fun things. And did I just go back outside? Okay, apparently. Oh, I think I was, like, trying to put that little condiment station, like, outside, and then I was like, I'm just gonna slap it up here and here. Oh, yeah, here we go. I knew I put one of those in. I like the fact that they actually have them for different ceiling heights, so it's not just, like, hovering in the middle of frickin' nowhere looking ridiculous if you have taller ceilings. So, yeah, so, you know, they got their pots and pans for cooking. I mean, it's fabulous. Oh, I added a rug. Go fig. Yeah, I do this, and then I build, and then I go out, and then it's, like, a week later by the time I do the overdubbing, and I'm like, I don't even remember what I did. The rug was, again, really, really difficult, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the kitchen for Sweet Apple Acres. So when we come back, I believe we have just the bedrooms upstairs, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I will see you next time. Remember, give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.